This is what comes with the unit. Remote control, battery pack, a piece of wire, the unit itself, and a power supply, which is also a charger. You are going to need a drill with a 1/16 drill bit and a pair of needle nose pliers. Inside we have this little pin right here, right there. We're going to pull that out, and we're going to take this whole shaft out right here. And we're also going to take out this right here that you use to twist a mini blind. Some blinds may not have this, which is the reason for that piece of wire. Now that that's out of the way, we can just slide this straight out. And then we've got to take this thing out. It's like a gear. Now we're going to install this. All I've done is slid that in there. We're going to take the drill. We're going to drill another hole straight through it. That was easy enough. I'm not even going to mess with that thing. I'm just going to put the piece of wire through. Just bend it around a little bit so that it don't fall back out. And we're going to slide it right back into the blind. Oops, I put it upside down. That happens. Very important when you're doing this, make sure these are lined up properly. They're both the same, otherwise it's not going to work very well for you. Now, as you can see, what I've run into right here is this is just a little bit too long. It's not going all the way in. One option we have is, if it's the same size on both sides, we're going to need to cut this little bit of rubber back a little bit. If it's longer on one side, put it in on the other side and you won't have to do that. So one other tool it looks like you might end up needing is a razor knife. All we're going to do is trim this back enough that that will go in, so it's not hanging out the end of the blind. One issue I've had with other blinds is this never lined up perfectly right here. These are going to come centered because most blinds are going to be in the center. My own personal experience with mine in my living room, it was off to the side just a little bit, but it really wasn't a big deal because this rubber is flexible. So slide that in, it's in all the way now. That's the installation of that part, and now we're just going to put it back into the makeshift window I have ready. Cool thing about the Better Homes and Gardens mini blinds is the installation brackets have little holes here Almost like they made these for me. So I just put the wire down through that little hole. I forgot to get the antenna wire. The antenna wire really doesn't need to be there. It's such a strong receiver anyhow. It's going to work really good without being out there. But I don't know, I might want to be 100 foot away and click it, so I don't mind it. You're not going to see it once it's behind the blind, so there we go. Let's put the blind down. Okay. The battery. Now the battery, my wife doesn't want to see anything. So what I'm going to do is just put the battery on the back side. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. And then I can on this particular one. Usually your mini blind is right about in the middle of the window. Would give you room to put the battery pack behind the unit. I'm actually going to show you a better way of installing it than this. But that's basically it. That's the internal installation. I really like this one a lot better than the external installation. However, the external installation is a lot easier if you have issues with taking down the blind or it's hard to get to or whatever. Obviously the external installation might not look as nice, but it certainly gets the job done. But the way I did my internal installation, I didn't use a battery pack, because if you do use the battery pack, which is going to come with your unit, the battery pack will eventually go dead. And I am working on solar panels, which obviously if you have a blind you're trying to block out light, so you should be able to use a solar panel. However, I haven't got all of the calculations correct on what size solar panel versus how much sunlight versus how much it's going to take to charge up more than what you're actually using. At any rate, if you run the wire, you don't have that battery pack. The difference is now you have wire. But it never goes dead, you never have to mess with it. And with mine, because I have wood trim, and this is just something I have set up to make a video, obviously. On mine with the wood trim, I actually took it, this is all up in there like that, and then the wire runs underneath of the wood trim and runs straight on down, and it's completely hidden. You can't see any of the wire on that. I just wanted to show you on mine, like I said, how the wire is hidden. It's coming out and going behind this wood trim, goes straight on down, and then it goes underneath of the wood trim right into the outlet.